Did you abduct human children? You're insane. The extraterrestrial leader hissed, his reptilian features twisting in fury. His eyes locked onto the human soldier, who was seated before him, restrained by tight metallic shackles. Even as the towering creature approached, the soldier maintained a calm expression. Your species is more barbaric than we originally thought, the commander sneered. You have no honor, stealing children of all things. The human soldier, dressed in a torn uniform, stared back into the alien's penetrating gaze. Despite the painful restraints digging into his wrists, his voice remained unwavering. We don't capture people, and we certainly don't steal children. The alien commander's lips pulled back, a low hiss escaping him. You expect me to believe that? One of our colonies was attacked by your forces, leaving nothing but ruin in their wake. Now, how do you explain finding children under your protection? The soldier tilted his head slightly, releasing a controlled breath. The kids you're referring to are survivors, not captives. We defend our settlements from your attacks because that's our duty. What you're seeing is us keeping them safe from you. The alien scoffed. Bringing children into war zones. This is your version of protection? You humans are worse than I imagined. The human's calm demeanor cracked, his eyes flashing with indignation. We don't use our children as shields. They're caught in the middle of your war, not ours. What do you want us to do? Abandon them? The alien commander's eyes narrowed in suspicion. Survival is about strength, he said coldly. We avoid using the weak in battle because they are liabilities. You think we're weak because we protect the vulnerable? The soldier shot back firmly. That's where we differ. You think strength lies in abandoning the helpless. We believe true strength is fighting to protect them. The commander hesitated, his scaly tail twitching. Words mean little. Show me this supposed compassion of yours. The human soldier raised an eyebrow. You want proof? Fine. Follow me. At the alien's signal, the restraints were removed. The soldier rubbed his sore wrists and gestured toward the door. This way, Commander. The alien followed closely behind, his heavy footsteps echoing through the ship's corridors. He was puzzled. How could a species so new to the stars prioritize protecting the weak over securing victory? They stopped in front of a sealed door. The commander growled, "Ready, human?" The door hissed open, revealing a dimly lit room filled with makeshift beds. To the alien's surprise, small human children, no older than 10, sat quietly. Some played, while others slept. Armed human soldiers stood guard. The alien frowned, his expression darkening. This is your idea of safeguarding? You bring them into battle? The soldier's voice softened. They're not here to fight. We rescued them after your attacks destroyed their homes. It's not ideal, but it's safer than leaving them behind. The alien's gaze shifted between the children and the soldier. You're endangering them by keeping them here, he muttered. We fight to give them a future, the soldier replied firmly. Every time we protect them, we're showing them there's something worth fighting for. The alien commander's voice dropped to a whisper. You think fighting for the weakest makes you stronger? It makes us stronger than you'll ever understand, the soldier said. The commander stood in stunned silence. His species valued efficiency and strength, discarding the weak as burdens. Yet here was a species that defied that logic, fighting relentlessly to protect those who couldn't defend themselves. Before he could process his thoughts, alarms blared, and the ship shuddered under the impact of an attack. The human's expression darkened. Your forces, he muttered, as the ship rocked again. The alien's jaw tightened. They've launched an assault. The soldier sprang into action. We don't have time for this. You can help us defend the children or stay out of our way. The commander's claws flexed as another explosion rocked the ship. He had been trained to destroy enemies without mercy, but now he faced a choice. Fight alongside these humans or let them defend themselves. Another explosion rattled the ship, and instinct took over, an instinct not just to fight, but to protect. With urgency in his voice, the human soldier stated, "We must secure the children." After a brief hesitation, the alien commander nodded, and they hurried back toward the children's area. The sounds of battle could be heard outside the ship, explosions and the roar of energy weapons as the alien forces attacked. When they arrived in the room, the children were huddled together, fear in their eyes. The commander's instincts urged him to remain neutral, as soldiers were on standby to defend them, but something inside him stirred when he saw how innocent and fragile the children were. Regardless of his side, he couldn't allow them to perish. We must get them to the escape pods, the human soldier declared quickly. Your troops won't stop until they've destroyed the alien ship. The commander nodded, his resolve firming. These children were young, defenseless, and for the first time, he understood why humans fought so fiercely. They didn't deserve to be caught in the crossfire. They led the children to the escape pods, with the alien commander providing extra security, his large form shielding them from danger. He felt the weight of responsibility, but this time, it wasn't a burden. Together, they rushed through the ship's trembling corridors, the explosions growing closer. As they reached the pods, the alien commander could feel time running out. The ship continued to shake, the attacks relentless. He helped the children into the pods, his claws securing them one by one. It was an unfamiliar feeling, defending instead of destroying, but it gave him a sense of purpose he had never known. After the last child was secured, the human soldier turned to the alien commander. "You can still leave," he said. "Your forces are out there. You can return to them." The alien glanced at the soldier before looking back at the children in the pods. He realized there was no turning back now. He had gone too far. The truth is, neither human weapons nor strategies were the source of humanity's strength, the soldier said. It's their willingness to protect those who can't protect themselves. The alien commander stood firm. "I'm staying." And with that, the alien made his decision. The soldier nodded, understanding without needing words. The ship shook again as intense explosions rocked the vessel, but neither of them regretted their choice. The human soldier and the alien commander stood side by side, bracing as the opposing forces continued their assault. The children were safe in the escape pods, but the danger was far from over. The ship was on the verge of capsizing, and they both knew it. Their only choice now was to protect the ship until the pods were ready to launch. The human soldier quickly moved to the control panel next to the pods, entering commands to initiate the launch sequence. "We need to buy some time," he thought, glancing at the alien commander. The commander acknowledged the plan, but the launch sequence wasn't instantaneous. For some reason, seeing the humans standing united made it impossible for him to turn back. He was no longer merely a soldier. The kids had awakened something in him, a protector, even if it meant battling against his own kind. Suddenly, the ship's hull buckled under another explosion. Hostile warriors poured in, weapons drawn, intent on destroying everything in their path. The commander reacted quickly, positioning himself in front of the escape pods, using his large body as a shield. He fired a volley of rounds at the advancing enemies, while the human soldier raised his rifle, joining the fight. Together, they repelled the attackers, using strength and precision to defend the children. It wasn't just another battle. It was a fight to protect lives, no matter who they belonged to. The alien commander's pulse raced with exhilaration as he stopped another attack that would have killed a soldier. He wasn't fighting because it was what he had been trained to do. He was fighting because it was the right thing to do. The ship groaned under the strain of continued bombardment. Smoke filled the air, and lights flickered, but the escape pods remained safe, their launch sequence continuing despite the chaos around them. The alien commander could feel the process nearing completion when another explosion rocked the ship, causing both him and the human soldier to stumble. Sensing an opening, the alien commander yelled, charging into the fray. He used his body as a shield, blocking enemy advances while his claws cut through the attackers. The human soldier worked in tandem, deflecting energy blasts and disarming the enemies. For a brief moment, their eyes met. No words were needed. Both understood the stakes. This wasn't about survival anymore. It was about something bigger. Finally, the control panel beeped, signaling the escape pods were ready to launch. The human soldier triggered the sequence. The pods ejected from the ship, taking the children to safety. The alien commander watched as the enemy forces redoubled their efforts to destroy the ship. He turned to the human soldier, who gave a grim smile. "We succeeded," he said. "The children are safe." The commander nodded, panting. "But we're not." The human soldier let out a bitter laugh. "No, but at least we gave them a chance." The alien commander felt a sense of pride, an emotion he never expected to experience. Standing side by side with an adversary he had once despised, united by a common cause, they prepared for what could be their final stand. The children were secure. That was all that mattered. They had already won the most important battle, no matter what came next.